Hey, it's TK Irish at the Camp Kennerk podcast. It's Sunday. It's sports. We're talking baseball, the all-American game that everyone loves, that's been here for well over 100 years. But we're really going to concentrate on the love of the game. That's right. Everyone plays baseball for the love of the game. And there's some people who really have the talent and the love, and they'll go into the minor league system, farm league system, work their way up, and hopefully get to the show, the big games right there. But unfortunately, not everyone gets to go. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about the love of the game, what these people sacrifice just to play the game of baseball. And I mean to tell you, it doesn't matter whether you're right out of high school or a college graduate getting drafted or you're 35 years old, you're still playing with the game you love. And this minor league program is quite interesting. We've talked about it before, when it started and how it started. But, there's some legendary players in the minor leagues that really set a standard for perseverance and playing the game. And the first person I want to bring up to is a guy by the name Joe Byam. Now, Joe, he played in the minor leagues from 1941 to 1956. And he's legendary because one season he hit 72 home runs in 1954 for the Roswell Rockets, but he never got to play in the big leagues. So, looking at it, this just does not make sense. Douglas, I smell a conspiracy theory here on several fronts. So let's check this out. He's playing 1954 for the Roswell Rockets in the C League in Roswell, New Mexico. And he hit more. Now, this is where it gets a little fuzzy because he hit 71 home runs. And they say that record stood for 47 years till Barry Bonds hit 73 in 2001. So, baseball, home runs, how fine they want to slice it, that's their problem. But the guy could play ball. So in 1954, check this out. He had 72 home runs. He batted 400 for the season. He had slugging percentage, 916. And the stats go on. You're just going, how in the world did this ever get by everyone? Well, it did, because they thought he was too old to play baseball at the age of 32. Well, once again, in today's world, if you're hitting home runs, you're going to the show. So once again, this is just another step in this conspiracy theory of trying to figure out why he did not get to the majors. They said it was past his prime. But here's the exciting part. This guy loved the game so much that during the day, he operated a Texaco service station in Roswell. So he'd be at work at 9 o'clock, work all day, go to the ballpark, hit a couple home runs, and come home and start the cycle over again. But he was so loved by the fans in Roswell is that when he hit a home run, the fans would come out and stick dollar bills through the chain link fence for him to grab when he goes to the dugout. Now that's something that's really special. But the thing that I really like is that there were local businesses would give him a ham for every time he hit a home run. So I imagine he had every type of ham dish there was: ham salad, turkey and ham. I mean, you name it, I'm sure he ate that. And so let's go to this conspiracy theory, because Roswell is famous for UFO sightings and aliens. So, and this is all going on at the same time that Joe was playing baseball. So I'm thinking, well, maybe those aliens got involved, and maybe Joe may have a relationship with them. Who knows? But when you hit that many home runs and you hit 400, something really has to be considered. So the question is, Doug the neighbor, what do you think about the conspiracy theory? Because I need your advice.
TK, so good to see you on this March 1st Sunday morning for our sports podcast, our 63rd podcast that we are doing. And we're going to cover the minor leagues of baseball where hopes and dreams live. Now, the Joe Bowman story in Roswell, New Mexico, with the aliens and pumping gas and hitting home runs and the hams, there's something there. There is something there. Now, if he's an alien with 8 arms or something like that, just think of the old days at the gas station. You paid 20 cents a gallon for gas, and someone came out, cleaned your windshield, checked the oil, checked the tires, and cleaned up everything. With 8 arms, he could just do this all at once.
Oh yeah, think about it, Douglas. You go in, you get your gas, you get your oil changed, tires rotated, and car wash, all in a matter of 15 minutes.
Just like these F1 pit stops and boop, 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 boop. Yeah, those days. And Joe Bowman, then he goes out to the ball field and whacks away for home runs and collects hams and dollars. Not a bad life. There may be something here why he did not go to Major League Baseball. Why go and travel and live away from his family? That sort of stuff. He's got
Yeah.
leading a good life you know. So it's very, very interesting, sad about him. And you said he hit the most home runs in the minor leagues. Well, that was the premise for the great movie Bull Durham with Kevin Costner, where he was a catcher in the minor leagues, had hit the most home runs ever. But he was playing for the Durham Bulls, the Bull Durham movie, and he was trying to get into the major leagues. That's where hopes and dreams live.
Yes, Bull Durham is a great example, and that when I was doing my research on Joe, they did make mention of about the Bull Durham, how that sort of was just sort of a slight interpretation. The filmmakers used him for as the guy that dreams didn't get all the way to where they should be. But
Right, right, right. But in our world, the Camp Kennerk world, someone who's getting after it, giving it a shot, that's absolutely fantastic. Go for it. Go for it. That sort of stuff. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. In Field of Dreams. Now, one of my regrets being an Army brat, I didn't play enough softball growing up. I just did not play enough softball. Just did not. Should have played more. Just should have played football, track, little basketball, but I just should have played more baseball because now, as an old goat, I'm wearing my Texas Ranger hat, autographed by Doug the neighbor here. I'm a big baseball fan. I'm a Texas Ranger fan. Now let's get into. We mentioned the minor leagues and how it's structured. Okay, so of course I have my stats here, and you have your stats. So let's get on into it.
all
Okay.
right.
All right. Now you're up in Dallas. I'm in Austin. Uh, we both are big Texas Ranger fans. Texas Ranger fans. Okay. Now the major leagues play for the Rangers are in the American League West, and they play in Arlington, Texas, between Dallas and Fort Worth in the Metroplex, DFW Metroplex. Now they have a minor league team, which is one in talent. It's called the AAA. AAA league, and it's just like one step below the majors. The guys are playing in AAA. Their next step is to the major leagues. And we have the team here in Austin called the Round Rock Express, which is owned by the Nolan Ryan family. They own a lot of baseball teams in the state of Texas, minor league teams in Texas, and that's why it's called the Express because he's known as Nolan Ryan, the Ryan Express. Now, below that is the Double A team, and that's the Frisco Rough Riders. Now, Frisco is just north of Dallas. I think it's Dallas, Plano, Frisco, Oklahoma, Illinois, something like that, way up
Yeah,
there.
it's a North Dallas as we would refer to now, but
I
and
call it the
Frisco in the
sprawl.
city of Frisco, to give them credit, they've really become a good sports team, sports city. They've got
Yes.
soccer and they have hockey there, so they're making an effort because they understand the value of bringing the sports entertainment to the people.
Right, right, and I call you call it the I call it the sprawl. Anything above 635 LBJ Highway is the sprawl. It just goes on and on and on. Sprawl, Texas. So now just below that is the Texas Rangers organization has something called the High A. Okay. Frisco being double A, and then they have a High A, which is the Hub City Spartans. Now, I don't know where the Hub City is, but they're the Spartans. Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. They're the High A is the Hub City Spartan Burgers.
Burgers. Huh.
Burger. So I don't know what a Spartan burger is. That's just meat in a patty,
Hey,
meat
you
in a
see
bun.
that this goes back to that conspiracy.
Yeah,
That what in the hell is a Spartanburger? I mean, maybe old Joe had started something and he just sort of passed it on and slid left and
right.
right.
Right. So I don't know. We'll find out in our research for the summer who the Spartan burgers are. And so maybe one of our listeners in the galaxy, viewers in the galaxy, is a big Spartan burger fan, and they can call in and tell us what get us up to date. Okay, and then they have the single A level, which is the Hickory Crawdads. The Hickory Crawdads. So we all know what a crawdad is. It's a swamp bug that you eat, but it's too messy for me. And then they have a rookie league that's in the Arizona Complex League, and then they have a team in the Dominican Republic because the
Yes.
Caribbean is big on baseball down there. Okay, and I think they have two teams down there in the Dominican Republic. So this is the minor leagues that the Texas Rangers have. Okay. Now, I am from El Paso, Texas. I tell that to everybody. I'm very proud to be from El Paso. Okay. So the team in El Paso are known as the El Paso Chihuahuas. I just got my hat.
Hey, how about that, man? That's looking awful strong.
Yeah, you get the logo. Let me lean in till you get the logo. There's
I
the
love it. Love it.
Chihuahuas. Now they used to be the Browns. Remember last week we posted a picture of the Browns playing baseball from the 1890s, which was amazing because El Paso was just way out west in El Paso, and it was pretty rough out there, gunfights, and it was the West. It was the
Yeah.
West. So then they changed their name to the Sun Kings when I was there. Then they were the Diablos for a couple of years, and now they're the Chihuahuas. Okay, now the desert there in El Paso is the Chihuahua Desert, and then south of El Paso in Mexico is Chihuahua City. So, and then the Chihuahua, of course, is a very fierce dog. You don't want to ever upset them, that sort of stuff. So the San Diego Padres are the major league team, and they play in San Diego. And the minor league teams are the AAA team is the El Paso Chihuahuas. Now, I am going to El Paso in June, and I will be watching a game of the El Paso Chihuahuas, who are going to be playing the Sugarland Spaceman. Now, Sugarland's there outside of Houston, so they're flying for an away game. Okay. And then beyond after that is you got the double A team, which is the San Antonio Missions down here in San Antonio. And then they've got and this is be of interest to you, in the high A team, they have the Fort Wayne Tin Caps.
Yes. Yes. And that is so exciting because they came after I left, but I've been sort of following them here and there. But Fort Wayne is a great minor league sports town. They have the baseball there. They built a new stadium downtown. Uh, they have a hockey team in the minor leagues called the Comets, and they are the oldest continuous minor leagues team in sports. I think they started in like 1958 and
Okay.
continuously have been playing.
Okay. Well, then you're the Camp Kennerk correspondent for the Tin Caps. Find out where they got the name Tin Cap. What's a Tin Cap?
Well, see, that's what happens when you eat too much popcorn during the course of your life. Those
Lid on you,
those
Tin Cap.
kernels don't pop all the way. And what can you say? Or they lift the lid while it's popping and one gets hit in the head and you
Yeah.
know,
Okay,
It's
now
dangerous.
it's dangerous. Okay, so there you're on a mission. Find out the name of the Fort Wayne Tin Caps. What's a tin cap? Okay, I know what a Chihuahua is. Everybody knows. Okay, now the single A team in the San Diego Padres organization is the Lake Elsinore Storm, and they are up in I think that's up in Northern California someplace. But what's interesting with the San Diego Padres is that they have their AAA team, the El Paso Chihuahuas, managed by Pete Zamora in El Paso, and then the San and other Double A in San Antonio, just down the road here, and then Fort Wayne, way up there in your area, and then Lake Elsinore in Northern California. Since I believe that the reason the Texas Rangers consolidated their AAA and AA teams to Austin and Frisco is less travel time because they're bringing, because of injuries and trades and stuff like that and rehab, they want their players close. So it becomes the whole management of the team. So with the Padres, they're spread out, they're really spread out, so now the interesting aspect of the minor leagues is there are about 120 teams in the minor leagues. Okay. And about 45 of them, 46 of them are owned by a hedge fund. What they're doing is they're consolidating all of the teams in management and because minor league baseball, because it's cheaper, take a family out, you can get a dog, you can have a good time and have a great night, for instead of getting killed. And that's the whole complaint at the Texas Rangers, because I think you got to pay what, $20 for parking?
Oh yeah, that's just the beginning.
Eh,
Wait till you try to go in there and get a hot dog and a beverage. It's been several years ago that I went, and I just want to get a soft drink, and it was $10.
Yeah, yeah. So the whole growth of the minor leagues and the hedge funds buying them up, that's just good business sense, that's all. So
Yeah.
now, uh, some interesting aspects I find interesting about my life. Okay, I didn't play enough baseball in softball, baseball in my life. My grandfather played in Milton, Ontario, Canada for his company. He was a catcher. My
Hmm.
dad was a catcher. I remember him playing for the Army League and going to the games. And he was a catcher. And I have this uh, patch here. We'll have Kevin, the magnificent computer dude, post this. It's a patch for the officers softball team of 1955 in Goose Bay, Labrador. Now, when when Kevin puts up a map, you'll figure out where Goose Bay is. It's way up there. But my dad was playing softball up there. Okay, so
Yes, Labrador is it makes Greenland and Iceland look like Miami Beach.
that's the word Labrador, even so cute dog, means cold. Inuit word for cold. Now, and my mother played first base, and I have visions of my mom rounding the bases and that sort of stuff. And we have I have two pictures. We'll post one of them of me playing softball in New York City at Leroy Field 30 years ago. And here we go right here. Okay. So some pictures of me playing softball. I was the catcher and the a pitcher, and the old gang getting together, community on Leroy Field at Hudson Street. Saturday night, anybody can play. Just stand there, hold the glove, whatever. Women, children, hit the ball. And in New York City, because it was in an enclosed park, if you hit the ball over the fence, it's an out because it's too easy. So living okay, living in
Smaller field area.
yeah, smaller field area. Okay. TK softball in New York City at Leroy Field and Hudson Street, 1995. So that's 31 years ago. Yours truly, right there. My baseball name, softball name, I was a catcher and a pitcher, was Dutch. I was Dutch. Community effort on Saturday night, couple of games, and then we head on over to the pub. Long ago and far away. So that's where I was playing some softball. Now, here's a couple of things I have. Oh, I got my Nerf ball here for playing, and and my my what do you call this? Is a
Wiffle ball
waffle,
bat.
well, waffle ball. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting dry here. Let me get a little coffee here. Sunday morning coffee.
Good idea. I need a little bit of jolt myself.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Okay. Now, I've attended a couple of the Texas Longhorn baseball, the university baseball games. Here's a scorecard from uh, May of 24. Here's one from May of 23,
How about that?
and that sort of stuff. I kind of like that stuff. And I've got a collection of some baseball cards here. Oh, who's this one? This is Jim Rice, played for 20 years for Boston in left field. Here's Rod Carew for the Angels. He played for the Angels for years and years. And here's a pack of high series baseball cards, unopened, 1992. So,
Wow.
I have my collection of cards, that
You
sort of
call that mobilia. That's your mobilia. Not a collection. It's
memorabilia or
not called.
mobility.
Hey, you go like this, Douglas. Repeat after me. I'd like to show you my collection of mobilia.
Mobilia.
And then all of a sudden people think, oh, this must be like really expensive stuff,
No, no, no. But I do wish to mention two things here. I have Canadian cousins, Canucks cousins, and one of them is a big baseball fan, and he has offered, hopefully he follows through, to be our correspondent for the Welland Jackfish, which is in the International League. They play in the Niagara Peninsula. So we can get somebody, and we've got a couple other people we can contact and say, hey, would you like to be a correspondent from the minor leagues where hopes and dreams live for Camp Kennerk?
I think that's a great idea. Matter of fact, you're getting me so pumped up. I may have to go check out the minor league teams here in the
Yes.
Dallas Fort Worth area, and get back to the roots of it.
Yes, and the Fort Wayne tin caps, cups or caps, I think, whatever it is. Now, on a closing note, I have something of interest. It's a prized possession. When I lived in New York City, one of my neighbors was a big St. Louis Cardinals fan. Okay. Now, in 2000 and what was it? 2011, the Texas Rangers went to the World Series, and they played the Giants one year, and then for the World Series and lost. And the next year they played the St. Louis Cardinals. And a big friend of mine, BJ, he went to the game in St. Louis. Okay, and he brought back a jar of cardinal poop, which is candy. Okay, they're famous.
Let's hope it's candy. I noticed you have now opened it to verify that.
Well, you see, he went to the game that was on October 23rd, and that was the 11th inning game, game 6, and that and ended time 10-9. Is that as I'm reading? Yeah, they won, and St. Louis won in four games to 3. That's when the who was David Freese had 2 strikes on him twice, and we couldn't get him out. We couldn't get him out. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they're
this is,
competitors, they're not going to get, go down,
yeah,
thinking that wah, 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 you
yeah.
know.
This is a prized possession from my pal BJ, and I'll make sure that he gets uh, this podcast. So TK, I got my Chihuahuas hat. I'm ready for some baseball in America. This is March 1st. So we have spring training going on in the Cactus League in Arizona. That's where the Texas Rangers are. And I think the Padres are there. And then we have baseball in Florida in the League. So it's all good. It's really, really, it's a beautiful, beautiful time of the year.
It really is. Spring baseball, the weather's nice and the crisp, and it's not too hot. You can sit out there and watch the game and cheer for your hometown heroes.
Yes, absolutely true. And I'm truly looking forward to going out to El Paso to play the Sugarland Spaceman in June. That's going to be a lot of fun. And just looking forward to the entire season and chatting with you on our podcast about baseball. How good is that? How good is that? Only
Yeah,
in America.
only in America.
That's all I got, TK. Play ball.
Aaron, go brawl.